November and December are historically the two best months of the year for the stock market. And with the government shutdown ending soon, the stock market is about to go on a major rally, a preview of which we just saw on Monday. And Nvidia is the best performing stock of the Meg 7, and it is about to go up a lot further. But there's another stock tied to Nvidia that just bought 40,000 NVIDIA AI chips, and they went up 12% today, and they have the potential to go up 100% or more over the next 3 months. We're going to do a deep dive into both stocks in just a few minutes here. For those of you who are new to this channel, my name is Stock Curry. I'm a former Merrill Lynch and Morgan Stanley investment banker, and I have over 25 years of trading experience. Let's kick things off with Nvidia and talk about why it went up more than almost any other stock today. Nvidia had been rising for quite some time, but a few months ago, it started to trade flat and went into a channel. It then broke out of that channel and retested on Friday, but now it's starting to rise again. We see this a lot with stocks. When they break out of a channel, they will retest the channel before going on a major rally. And with Nvidia up 6% today alone, I do believe that major rally has just begun. And I do believe that we're going to see new all-time highs within a few days here, most likely later this week. There are 3 reasons why Nvidia rose today and why they are expected to continue to rise for at least another 2 weeks. Reason number 1 is that Nvidia's price target was raised to $220 from $210 at Citi. And we're seeing this trend over and over again with analysts increasing their price targets on Nvidia. Citi raised the firm's price target on NVDA to $220 from $210 and kept the buy rating on the shares going into the earnings report next week on November 19th. Citi also opened an upside 30-day short-term view on Nvidia, meaning they expect the stock to continue to rally over the next 30 days. Citi also expects Nvidia to beat earnings estimates and up its outlook, meaning it expects Nvidia stock to rally after earnings. Citi also finds Nvidia's stock valuation attractive at the current levels of around $200 per share. And it wasn't just Citi that gave a boost to Nvidia's stock today. UBS sees Nvidia guiding Q4 revenue to 63 to 64 billion, although there is capacity to guide quite a bit higher, according to UBS analysts. UBS has a buy rating and a $235 price target on Nvidia shares, saying they continue to like the stock. So analyst upgrades are one reason why Nvidia's stock has started to rally, but there's 2 other reasons as well. The second reason is that Nvidia is expected to blow out earnings and rally post-earnings next week. Okoff Investments also upgraded Nvidia to a buy today. While they are concerned about AI CapEx slowdown, major companies are increasing spending and current AI investments remain well below historical peaks, indicating significant growth runway. Nvidia is poised for another double-beating Q3, meaning they're expected to beat on both earnings and revenue, with a conservative guidance and potential for H20 shipments to China, setting a low bar for exceeding market expectations. In short, because Nvidia has such low earnings expectations this time around due to their ban on selling to China, investors expect Nvidia to far exceed analyst estimates for earnings and therefore not only beat on both revenue and earnings and future guidance, but also see a major rally post-earnings. Okoff Investments increased their price target to $277 per share, implying a 46% upside over the next 30 days. So whether it's Citi's prediction of a 10% increase over the next 30 days or Okoff's Investments prediction of a 46% increase over the next 30 days, Either way you cut it, investors are very bullish on Nvidia stock, and they expect Nvidia stock to continue to rally. Now, oftentimes we will see stocks rally going into earnings. So it's very likely that Nvidia stock will rise and start to hit some of these $230, $240, even $270 price targets before earnings actually occur. That gives you about a week and a half. This is more than likely going to happen quickly. So if Nvidia does do what it normally does, and if Nvidia repeats history and does rally going into earnings, we could expect a significant rise in the stock over the next 10 trading days. Now, those are two catalysts for Nvidia stock, the analyst upgrades and the upcoming earnings. There's a third reason why Nvidia stock started to rally today. Nvidia and AMD led the semiconductor rally after Taiwan Semiconductor posted strong October sales. Even though the overall growth slowed down, TSMC stock rose. And the reason is because the AI trade is alive and well, and it was really something that they said on the call that shocked investors. Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing just reported the slowest rate of monthly sales growth in more than 18 months. But that does not mean the artificial intelligence trade is coming to an end. Taiwan Semiconductor raised its 2025 revenue growth guidance to the mid 30 to 40% range, driven by AI-related chip revenue expected to double. NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang reportedly requested a 50% increase in Taiwan Semiconductor's 3-nanometer wave production, indicating strong AI demand. If NVIDIA just requested a 50% increase in the amount of chip production from Taiwan Semiconductor, it must mean that their revenues are much higher than a lot of people predicted. That is why NVIDIA stock is rallying. Now, even though Taiwan Semiconductor didn't have the best month, 1 month figures should not cause panic, with the numbers potentially affected by order timing and the government shutdown. Taiwan Semiconductor recently raised its guidance for revenue growth this year to the middle range of 30 to 40% from about 30% in US dollar terms. The main driver of that growth is AI-related chip revenue, which Taiwan Semiconductor had previously said it expects to double in 2025 and grow at a mid 40% annual rate for the next 5 years in a row. And the single most important customer for Taiwan Semiconductor in the AI sector is Nvidia. And the signs are of healthy demand from the chip maker. Nvidia CEO visited Taiwan over the weekend. Local Taiwanese media reported that Nvidia orders could require TSMC to boost production of its 3-nanometer wafers, the base material for semiconductors, at sites in Taiwan by as much as 50% in a month. Taiwan Semiconductor chief executive told reporters that Hong had asked for more wafer production, but the exact number was confidential. With Nvidia expected to see growth 50% higher than previously expected, that means that their earnings could be significantly better than analysts are predicting, and that is why the stock is rallying. Now, it's not just Nvidia that is expected to rally over the next 2 months. Other AI chip stocks are expected to rally as well as other tech stocks. Tech stocks are expected to gain heading into the year end despite some near-term concerns. Wedbush said there may be some near-term concerns in the tech bull market, such as the government shutdown, but tech stocks will be up another 8 to 10% into the rest of the year, that is over the next 2 months, as investors look to play the AI revolution. The stock market normally goes up by 10% per year, and Wedbush is expecting tech stocks to rise by 10% over the next 2 months. The analyst expects big tech CapEx could approach $550 billion to $600 billion in 2026 from around $380 billion this year as the next stage of the AI trade takes hold. That would represent about a 50% increase over what companies did in 2025. Ives and his team added that Palantir is the best barometer of AI use cases on the enterprise front, and the US commercial growth blew away street estimates and speaks to more companies accelerating their AI endeavors, which will also be seen with Snowflake, ticker SNOW, and MongoDB, ticker MDB. This is an AI arms race, and what is fueling this next chapter of growth is big tech spending, and that is not slowing down into 2026. That is now 4 stocks that you can invest in, and I've got one more that was up 12% today and has the potential to rise 100% over the next 3 months. But before we get into that one final stock, I wanted to let you know that we are absolutely killing it in the Stock Dads Discord. Not only are we making massive amounts of money with our stocks and options, with one person up over 1,000% today, we are also making money on Forex, and we're making money on cryptocurrencies. So if you want to get into the Stock Dads Discord, today is the very last day to sign up and get 2 months free. That offer ends at midnight on Monday. If you want to get those 2 months free, today is the very last day to do it. Just go to weprofit.io/stockdads. That's weprofit.io/stockdads and sign up before midnight tonight to get the 2 months free. Goes back to regular pricing tomorrow. Now, let's talk about the stock that was up 12% today and has the potential to go up 100% over the next few months. And that stock is Rumble, ticker RUM. Rumble had hit a baseline of about $5 with strong support at the $5 mark. However, with today's 12% rally, it bounced before it hit that $5 mark. So it's a little uncertain if this rally is going to continue right away or if we're going to fall back down to $5 before going on the real rally. So the way I would personally play this is I would buy in now in case the rally continues from here. And then if we do fall down to $5, I would add on and dollar cost average in, lowering my overall cost basis. Today's rebound was really nice, but technically wasn't quite enough to flip this stock into a bullish stock yet. So while the fundamentals are starting to look amazing, the technicals still look a little bit bearish. So take some caution over the next few days. I wouldn't go heavy into the stock yet, but I might dollar cost average in over the next week or two, seeing as how I do expect this to take about 3 months to pan out. If you're not familiar with Rumble, they are the main competitor to YouTube. And I do have a channel on Rumble. If you happen to not be watching this on Rumble and you're watching this on a different platform, come follow me on Rumble. You can follow me at that link right there. That's my Rumble channel. In case anything happens to the platform that you're watching on, you can always get my videos on Rumble. So let's talk about why Rumble rallied 12% today, and let's talk about some of the future growth potential for this stock. Rumble stock surged 12% on Monday, and it's getting a boost from an AI acquisition. Rumble soared Monday after the video sharing platform said it would acquire German artificial intelligence infrastructure company Northern Data in a deal valued at up to $970 million. Under the terms of the deal, Northern Data shareholders will receive 2.02 newly issued Class A Rumble shares in exchange for each Northern Data share that they own. This suggests Rumble values Northern Data at about $767 million or $11.95 per share. Now, this deal will dilute Rumble shareholders a little bit, which is why I think Rumble stock did not rise more on this announcement today, and why I still think it has a little bit of risk over the next few days. But long term, this is going to be great for Rumble. The agreement, which unites two companies backed by stablecoin issuer Tether, will allow Rumble to obtain more than 40,000 NVIDIA AI graphics processing units and take on more data center capacity. In other words, it's an obvious AI play. Rumble CEO said, "This is how we build the AI ecosystem for the future, from the ground up." The addition of GPUs and data centers to our existing video and cloud portfolio would just be the start. He noted that the company plans to expand into financial services and by rolling out AI chatbots and agents. Rumble doing video, AI, chatbots, AI agents, and financial services. Guys, they are growing faster than anybody realizes. And in my opinion, this is a very early time to get in on Rumble stock. This is one of those stocks that could be $500 over the next 10 years. And you might be looking back saying, wow, I can't believe I bought that stock at $5. One of the best investments of my life. Now, of course, there's no guarantees. But overall, I have seen these early stage companies that have started to expand into more and more services take off like a rocket ship. I think Robinhood is one of the best examples of that. A company that was absolutely beat down. They started offering new financial services and other things like their credit cards, and all of a sudden they took off like a rocket ship. And I think Rumble could be the next Robinhood when it comes to how the stock performs. So what are my short-term price targets on Rumble? When I talk short-term, I'm talking over the next 3 months. Based upon technical analysis alone, I expect Rumble would hit at least $11, a mid-price target of $13, and on the high end, I could see Rumble going as high as $15 over the next 3 months. And with Rumble trading at around $6 to $7 per share right now, you have a potential 100% profit on this stock over the next 3 months, meaning there's a potential for this stock to double in price or more over the next 3 months if the technicals and fundamentals play out. Of course, there's no guarantees. Anything can happen in the stock market. But like I said, the last 2 months of the year are the most bullish months of the year for the stock market, with November and December historically producing the largest returns. And with the government shutdown ending soon, it is going to cause a massive boost to stocks overall. So that is why I believe now is the best time to get in on these stocks before they rally over the next 2 months.